How do you know what makes you feel sexually connected to your girlfriend or wife or not connected? Do you know what actually makes the difference? And it's not just having sex. I'm Stephanie. Welcome back to the What I Love About Sex podcast. When you're feeling a distance, even though you're having sex, you're feeling a distance from your partner and you're not exactly sure why. You're just like, we're not as connected right now. We still have sex. She always has sex with me. There's never an issue. But yeah, I'm just not feeling connected to her. This is normal. And it happens for different reasons. I actually have a client right now and he's been struggling with this. And he's been asking me, Steph, I just feel distance. Maybe it's time to break up with her. And I'm like, no. I don't think there's enough evidence to show that it's time to break up. Let's just figure out what's creating distance, right? Like, what do you think it's coming from? So he's giving me examples. And as he's giving me the examples, he's like, these are kind of surface level though. I don't think this is what it really is. But I think it's this. And he was talking about how they have different tastes and interests and how it just feels like because of their different hobbies and interests that he was not able to share fully who he was or feel totally comfortable because she's not into the things he's into. And I'm like, that could be it. But at the same time, your values are pretty in order. And these hobbies aren't things that take over your entire life. So let's talk it through. Let's figure it out. And as I'm coaching him through it, I encourage him to have a conversation with her just about the fact that, hey, I'm feeling distance from you lately. And I do love you. I do care about you. I really enjoy our time together, but I'm feeling like a distance. I'm wondering if, do you feel it? Are you noticing what I'm noticing? And I just formatted a conversation for him to have with her so that it came from a place of love, but it was also honest. And he did have some trouble going into this conversation. He was really uncomfortable about it. He's like, I don't think I need to have a conversation. I think I'm just gonna end it. And at the same time, he's still seeing her. And each time he's seeing her, he's pulling back a bit and she's noticing and she's getting anxious. And then she's wondering what the hell's going on and he's not telling her. And I'm like, it's really important you tell her. You gotta tell her. You just got to put it out there. Just be honest, share what's going on in your head and see, she might relate to it, right? She might be like, yeah, actually I've been feeling that too. Maybe it could be this. What if we tried this? That's the only way you get to start brainstorming with your partner is if you put things out there and you do it in a loving way. So for my client, he was going in saying, hey, I care about you. I love spending time with you, but I'm just been feeling this distance and I'm trying to figure it out. Have you been feeling it? So invite her into the conversation. See if she has input. And don't be so afraid of hurting her feelings because in the long run, you're going to hurt her more if you break up with her for no reason without telling her why, right? Or if you just suppress these feelings that you're feeling and you keep avoiding, which is you running away from your own discomfort. You're going to hurt her if you break up with her. You're going to hurt her if you don't tell her anything and keep being sneaky about the whole thing because you're hiding and suppressing. You're going to hurt yourself because you're doing that. So I was like, nothing good comes from avoidance. Just talk to her. She's your girlfriend. Just talk to her and I'll help you talk to her, right? So he finally talks to her. And by talking with her, he realizes that she did get a little upset, but he navigated through that. And he told her, hey, I want you to know I'm doing this because I love you. And I want to, figure out how we can get back to a place where we feel connected like we did a few weeks ago. And I want to feel closer to you. I just want you to know my intention is to feel closer to you, not push you away. And that was huge for her because she was feeling anxious and insecure and hurt. And she was trying to be like, okay, well, I won't see you again. And he was like, that's not what I want though. I want to see you. I want us to figure this out. And because he was so calm and certain of what his intention was, she was like, okay. So they've been hanging out again and they've been talking and my client came back to me and said, I put it out there, she agreed that we've been feeling distant. And she seemed sort of relieved that I admitted that, right? Because she knows she's not crazy. And he said, but we still weren't able to brainstorm on, what to do. I just told her we need to work on connection. And she said, okay, you're better at taking the lead on things and I'm not that great at that. So they kind of left it in this place, which is very common. It's very common for one partner to be more on the insecure side and for the other one to naturally take more of the lead. So as my client and I are on a session today, our conversation sparked within him the answer to the problem. Because I first asked him, all right, well, you and I, let's brainstorm what would create connection in the relationship. And I said, I have a few ideas. I want you to give me yours first. What would you want her to do differently or more of? And he said, well, I would love for her to initiate, because she does these great things, A, B, C, right? He's telling me, he's like, but those are more of her just being willing. It's not her initiating affection. And I said, oh, interesting. Okay, so what does her initiating affection mean to you? What would you like to see her do or say? And he said, well, it would be great if she touched me more. Just like, I touched her like this, just randomly. Like I say things like this to her just randomly. And I do that because I care about her, but I never seem to get that from her. It's like, I always have to take the lead on everything and like nothing comes from her. So I said, oh, you probably don't feel consistently loved by her if she's not initiating forms of love, right? That makes sense. It's pretty obvious. And he was like, yeah, wow, I never thought about that. Like, I never thought of it like that. And he was like, I'm just so used to taking the lead on everything. I didn't realize how important it was to have her actually start off doing things. I just always thought I should be grateful for how willing she is to go along with things. And their sex life, like, is great, right? So he's like, it was confusing because I didn't know, I didn't feel like I had anything to complain about. So it felt weird that I was feeling disconnected or feeling not loved. But yeah, here she's not taking initiative on affection. And I said, okay, that's big. And he was like, yeah. So I asked him, what specifically would that look like for her? Like, what would you want her to do? And one of the things he said was like, just casually touch me more here and there. And what I said to him, and what might help a lot of you watching this, is that if you have a partner who's uncertain how to initiate or not used to taking the lead, or if she's more on the timid side, but she's very willing and she's willing to be loving, she's willing to have sex, she's willing to spend time with you and make that work, right? But if she's not comfortable or confident initiating certain things, what's going to help her most is some simple direction, like clear, simple direction. So I asked my client, how specifically do you want to be touched? Like, what's an example of a little way she could touch you? And he told me, well, when we're going on walks, if she leaned into me, that would be nice. And I said, okay, cool, that's specific. So now you could tell her that specific thing would mean a lot to you, right? And then we did the same thing for something verbal. And now he has an example that he's going to give her that's very specific around what she can start saying verbally to show affection in a way that he would like. And as you're watching this, you might be like, okay, but now it's his job to lead by teaching her how to talk to him. Shouldn't she be able to come up with it herself? Sure, but this is what a partnership is about, right? Sometimes we help each other out when we have a weak area, and we say something like, hey, I want to help make this easier for you. So here's what it can look like, and this would feel really good for me. And now she has direction, so she's more confident doing the thing. He gets to experience the thing more often. And then she gets to feel like she's contributing to the connection. He gets to feel more connected and see if that's the answer. Over time, doing things like this and talking about it is what gets you to the point of having a confident relationship where you feel like you could talk about things that are on your chest, put it out in the open, show that you can work on it together, you can find a way, you could figure it out. And then when you have the steps to figure it out, you actually put them into place to show that you're serious about the relationship and that you love the person. So I just thought this was a cool story to show you that if you're feeling disconnected from your wife or your girlfriend, even though you're having sex, even though she's really sweet, it could be something else that's not working for you. Avoiding that and just not talking about it with her, or trying to figure it out, you hold it in. And when you hold that in for long enough, feeling a disconnect, you start resenting your partner and you start resenting the relationship. So if there's anything that comes to mind where you're like, this would actually be really nice, I'm curious why she doesn't do this because she used to, or I'm curious why we don't feel the way we did last year, what got in the way? Like, what do we think has created a distance between us? Let me talk to her about it. And you talk and you brainstorm and you figure it out and you think of how you can help each other and you come up with a way to help each other and follow through. Once you figure it out, it's usually not that hard because you're like, oh, cool, we found out what was missing. And now it feels so good to have that back. I'm glad we talked about it. I know I've experienced this in my relationship and my client's experiencing this now. And even just talking to her and having that hard conversation that he had been avoiding because he was so nervous to put himself out there in that open, vulnerable way of like being like, hey, something's wrong. Now that he's done it, he's like, oh, I feel so much better. Like, Steph, I feel so much better. And I was like, yeah, I knew you'd feel better. It's like you get a freedom back, you get energy back because you're not consumed with that thought, and then you're not suppressing it when you're around her, trying to pretend everything's okay when you know it's not and something's wrong. It's good to let things out. And this doesn't mean to cry or get emotional. I mean, you can when it's appropriate, right? But like, I'm not saying to get all intense about it. It's just talk, talk and be honest. And that's what makes great relationships. And that's what creates a great sex life too. So I hope this was helpful. And if you would like personal help with your sex life because you're in a situation where there's disconnection or the sex is not exciting anymore or you're having some problems when it comes to performance, you can apply to work with me by clicking the link in the description of this video. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.